to the dynamic learning hub of XLR at Andheri East. A prime spot conveniently located at just a 5-minute walk from LIC Andheri Metro. In our journey of over a decade, we have proudly trained over 2 lakh students. We have also been recognized by Deloitte, Silicon India, and other accreditation bodies. Experience learning like never before in our spacious and comfortable classrooms. With high-definition projectors and state-of-the-art acoustics in place, we ensure effective learning even to the farthest point in the room. A hybrid mode is a game changer as you can enjoy the benefits of a live classroom from the comfort of your home. Even if you happen to miss any classroom session, you can still attend the same session with the same trainer at the same time at your convenience, maintaining consistency in your learning progress. Want to get started? Join us for a demo or career chat over a cup of coffee at our Andheri branch. XLR. We don't just train, we build careers.
Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives.
The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets.
So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me. So I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
It was a great course and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our Technical Fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it.
very much interested in learning digital marketing course for a very long period of time, but I don't get a proper platform. So later for my college, I get to know about XLR and I enrolled in XLR course. It was really good experience. Our course has been taken by Mayur sir, and he was very good teacher. He's not only focusing on theory part, he's doing how real digital marketing works. And it was in total very good experience. I get so much of knowledge. Here they're not only focusing on study, they're also conducting different exams to test our knowledge. And as we are giving the exam, so to appreciate our work, they give certificates for the toppers, and along with the certificate they give hampers. Thank you, XLR.
Recently, I was searching for digital marketing courses online in Google, and I came across XLR, and I attended a digital marketing course which was for 15 days. My mentor Mayur helped me for attending these classes. So he is a very informative and helpful guy. In the course end, there is a exam which I topped. So I came to the XLR office in Bengaluru. This digital marketing course has helped my career and my skills to develop, and the certificate has helped my company to join. Thank you, XLR.
I came to know about this course from my college. Actually, for learning platform, this is very nice, and I learned from here ChatGPT and AI from online. Because he's teaching for me for AI generative and ChatGPT. We are using this technology in more. And after finishing the courses, I came for collecting the certificate. I seeing the classrooms and faculties. Classroom is very nice. After the completion of exam, they will give gift and certificates. Thank you, XLR, for giving these courses. I learned a lot from this. I gained the more knowledge from here. And thank you for XLR for teaching us.
Hello guys, I'm Vikram Mahajan and I'm studying in Swami Vivekananda Institute of Technology College, and I came across a training program which was mobile app development using Flutter, which was given to us by XLR Solutions. I came across this program through my college faculty, who told us about this program, that it is a very good course and you should enroll in this course. So I enrolled in this course, and initially I felt really good about this course because they started everything from a very basic point of view, that even if someone who doesn't know anything about Flutter or anything about mobile app development can also learn the same way the ones who know about it are learning. So no student was left behind and everyone was given equal attention. All the doubts throughout the course were cleared. And if we had any questions also, we were like, the trainer was also ready to stay for a longer time than it was scheduled, even for the sake of doubts. So that shows how important the students are to them. So it was a really good experience with XLR's program, and by the end of the training program, I was able to develop my own application. And through the development also, there was another point. So our sir taught us about how we can connect our own mobile phone to our laptop and write code in our laptop, and you can see the output in your phone. It was really creative and interesting for me. I felt really good about that. So in the end, I developed my own mobile application. I showed it to my mother. I showed it to my friends. I felt really good about it. So I would really suggest XLR. I would recommend it to all my friends to take courses from here as they focus.
Hi guys, good evening. So let's continue from where we had left yesterday. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know once you're able to see my screen. So we had designed the UI part, right, yesterday. So we'll try to now hit those APIs. Okay, is my paint screen visible to everybody? And am I audible clearly to everyone? Yes. Can anybody confirm, please, that I'm audible and you are able to see the screen? Okay, thanks, Shubham. So yesterday we had discussed about the controller, okay? So controller returns a web page. So if you don't want to use the API testing tool to test your APIs, whether you're getting all the data or not, and you want to show the data to the client on a web page, then instead of using test controller, which we are using over here, we can go with controller, okay? So we have two types of controllers. So this we had discussed, and I had given some sample UIs to you all. So if I hit the test, it calls the test HTML. It shows me the table and the list. But if I hit the teacher registration, it opens up teacher registration form, and that form shows me a input box. So this is what we were doing. So if I try to run this and check, you were able to see successfully yesterday, right? So from my browser screen, I hit what? Localhost. And what was the port number we are using? 8090. And slash was the endpoint. The endpoint was teacher registration form. I copy this. I go to the browser. And I paste this, hit enter, and that form opens up. Now I will accept the details from here. And when I click on save teacher, this record should be stored in the database, whatever I enter in these text boxes, okay? So to understand that better, we will go to the paint screen again. Okay. So if I'm using the controller to send the data from the front end to the back end, let me make a new fresh. Okay, so let me just take this much part. Let me take this much part. And okay, so now we have two things, the client side and the server side. So now if I've designed a UI, and from that UI, I want to send something, okay? So now we have these two arrays. We have these two arrows, okay? What is this arrow doing? Data is coming from the front end to the back end. And what is this arrow doing? Data is going from the back end to the front end. So if I want to send some data from the front end to the back end, okay, first let's try this one. From the controller, I want to send to the client side. I have three options. I have model map, and model and view. So using this, I can send the data from the controller to the view. Okay, here are the three things. Model map, and model and view. And if you want to send from the front end to the back end, then we have one way called as model attribute. So using model attribute, we can send the data from the front end to the controller. So if I accept the details over here, like teacher number, teacher name, salary, and click on submit or save. So this data which I am collecting over here, teacher number 1, Alice, 800 salary. If I want to send all this data from the front end to the controller, I will have to use model attribute because I'm sending data from the front end to the back end, and vice versa. If I want to send something from the controller to the service, I can use these three classes: model map, and a model view. Okay, let me show you all an example of this. So yeah, I'm on my Eclipse screen. If there is the lagging in the coordination that I'm trying to code something and you all are not able to see the coding screen, you all can please bring it to my notice immediately. Okay, so that we are in sync. At times it might happen that I am on the Eclipse screen, but you all are seeing the Paint screen, or vice versa. So please, on the chat, let me know. That's why I will also ask in between that I will able to see my screen. So I'm on the Eclipse screen. So now we are calling which view? Test. So here when I say welcome to FSD, so if I want to welcome Virat Kohli, let's say, or if I say over here welcome Virat to FSD. So if I save this, it will automatically rerun the application, right? And if we go and hit this endpoint, which is the endpoint /test1. Okay, I'm on the browser. So if I hit /test1, it will open up that page and it will say welcome Virat. If I hit it 10 times, 10 times it will give the same. Now I want to pass this name from the controller. So name, I wouldn't want to hard code the name. The name should be passed from the controller. Controller while calling test should pass the name. So where am I? I'm at the controller and I want to pass the name from here. And I want to say Rohit, welcome Rohit, not Virat. So I want to pass this name from the controller and it should be displayed on the view. So which arrow do I think I'm talking about? Okay, I'll give you all the color codes. You all tell me. Will we use the green arrow? Sorry. Or will we use the pink arrow? Okay, so Rohit is over here in the controller. And I want to pass this data Rohit and show it on the view. Welcome Rohit. So from where to where am I sending? I am sending from the controller to the view. So I will use the green arrow. So either of them I will use. model, model map, or model and view. So let me show you all. Let's first try with model. So these three, the model and the model map, we have to use as a part of the function parameter over here. So I will say model, Control Shift O. Okay, org Spring UI model, use this one. And now using this model, I can send this data to the front end. I'll just say model dot add attribute. Okay, on the front end, by what variable you want to access it? Let's say on the front end, I want to access it by the variable called player name. And in the back end, what is that variable? Okay, it is declared over here, no? So we have to put this on top. So this name, which is in Java, is called as name. I want to refer it as what on the front end? Player name. So now when I will go to the view test to access Rohit, I will use this variable player name. And I will come here and you have to write that into dollar curly bracket like this. And what a variable we have given like this. That's it. So now when I do a save now, okay, now welcome dollar player name will target this player name. Yeah, and what is that holding? That is holding name. What is the name? Rohit. Now if I go and refresh my browser, okay, it is just showing directly player name. So we have to give it double quotes maybe. Maybe I need to give it in double quotes. I mean, you have to check the syntax for this. No, I don't think so. Double quotes is required over here. I don't think so. We require double quotes. No, double quote is not required. You have to check the syntax for this. So what we can do is we can add the time leaf stuff then. So where is the Spring Boot? So we can use the time leaf syntax. So we can use this time leaf and we can use this. So we can use time leaf over here rather. That will become more easy. So we can use it like this. Okay. And okay. This goes in double quotes, looks like. Once, let me try for the last time whether we are good. If not, then we will switch back to our old technique. No. So we'll switch back to this one. Okay. And here we can display the name of player. So we can give that one. Welcome, Dr. Player name to FSD. Let's check this out now, whether it is working. Okay. It's having some error. Let me check the error. So we'll have to use time leap over here, I guess. We'll have to use the time leap. So we have to use this HTML. stop the application and then rerun it and check. So restart run as Java application. Let's check if it displays the message. So at times restarting can also help us. What happened? It's not getting the time leaf view. Could not pass welcome player named FSD template test. If we just say this much, let's see if it is at least getting the Rohit name over it. Have we restarted the application? Where is this? It is not displaying the text. We are in the test HTML, and from the front end, we are using the model and we are passing the name as an attribute that is called player name. So we'll refer that over here. And in the test, we are writing above the OD. So above the OD, it is not showing anything. Maybe we'll have to restart the application. Then it will show. We have added time leaf dependency to our application. No? We have added the time leaf dependency. Yes, we have added that. So this should work. Okay. I'm going back to the browser. I'm trying to hit. It's not showing that. Not sure why. Okay, there's a mistake in the. Okay, that's why. That's why it is not showing. Okay, I did not check the font. This is small p and capital N. And how am I writing over here? Same. Okay, I forgot to put the R over. I forgot to put the R. Okay. That was the issue. Now let's refresh. See, I can see Rohit now. Okay. And then now we can say, welcome Rohit to FSD. Okay. So I was struggling with the syntax. That's why it was shown. Okay, again, so we cannot pass anything, just we have to pass. Okay, whatever this extra is there, this extra will come outside over here. Maybe I guess. Maybe I guess welcome and Rohit. Let's try to check this out. Okay, I'm just thinking that it might be the case. Okay, just get the Rohit. You don't get the extra text. So whatever we are sending is coming over here as a part of the rest. You have to rest we'll have to give it outside over here. Okay. So we'll have to give it in a separate H2 So whatever extra is there, we'll give in a separate. So let's give in a P tag then rather. So in a P tag, we can say welcome. Okay. And then we can span this. In the span, we can set the text as this. And to FSD, and we can close the P tag like this. So we have welcome. In the span, we can take the name close the span, and to FSD. Let's try to check this out if this works. Okay, now it has come. Welcome Rohit to FSD. So my main intention was that from the backend we can take some data and we can pass it on to the front end and reflect it over there. Here I just passed one single string. What if I would have passed an entire object? So if I would take an entire object of a teacher, so we have a teacher class over here, right? In the model, has attributes as teacher number, teacher name, age, and salary. So that is the controller. I make a teacher class object. Teacher is the new teacher. Teacher number, okay, give any number, 10. Sachin. Teacher number, teacher name, teacher age, and salary. And now I want to pass this entire teacher record to the front end. So I can pass that also. So I can say that I want to pass this teacher object. On the front end, by what name do you want to access it? So you can give the same name if you want. And on the front end also, I want to access it as teacher only. And then it goes to the test view. Test view will get it. Okay, and then we can display all the detail about that teacher over here. So we have 4 things to display. So we can say teacher number. So teacher number has come, in which entire object has been passed over here, right? Teacher object. Of that teacher object, teacher number is the model, is which attribute TNO. So you can use this over here. Then of the teacher, I want to display the TN. Like this, same. So we can copy this. Or remove this to FSD and all that stuff. So teacher number, teacher name. So teacher name is which attribute? T name. And teacher salary in which attribute? Sal. And teacher age, right? What attribute? Age. So this string should match with the string which we are referring to it, this one. Had I given over your teacher 1, so I'm saying the Java teacher on the front end will be referred as teacher 1. So I have to go and make changes over here though. And write everywhere teacher 1. And this T number, T name, age, and sal should match with this. T number, T name, age, and sal. Yeah, all good. Perfect. Now we are good to go. If I save all and I hit the same endpoint now, so it can display me entire object also. How it displayed me only one single string. Similarly, it can also display me an entire object. See. So I am passing that object from the controller to the view. So follow the arrow. We are passing it from the controller to the view. So I'm using model. I could also use model map. Okay, so I can also use model map for that. So if I want to pass multiple objects, I use model map. So you can, yeah, I'll write a separate function so that when I push the code, You guys have all the code ready. So test 2, I'll call it as. This also test 2. And I will say model map. So Control Shift O, import it. Give the object also as model map name. Object name you can give whatever you want. So with this I can pass multiple stuff. So with model map I can say model map dot add attribute object also. And with model map I can also add multiple attributes. So model map dot add attribute okay. So you can say player is O name. So how will I address Rohit in this test? I will call it as player. And how will I address Sachin? I'll call it as teacher1. So it goes to the same endpoint test. So test. So if I want to address Rohit, I will say what? Player name. And what have we given to it? Then the front end will refer it to as player. Even the name is Rohit, but for the front end it is a player. So it goes over here and I will say what? It is a single string, so no need to give any dot or anything, just player. So I can pass multiple things. If I want to use model map, I save this. It has restarted it behind the scenes. And if I just go and refresh, you see what happened. Player name is missing. Why did I make the same mistake again? So let me check what happened. Model map dot add attribute player, model map dot add attribute teacher. Return to the test one. Yes, so we have player also and we have teacher one also. And we are going to test. Yes, so $player should be displayed by Rohit. Why is it not displaying? Only just showing player name. This should come. We're using model map now. You can pass multiple attributes using model map. So add attribute player, add attribute teacher one. So name is there as player. And here what am I referring it as? $player, yes. This should work perfectly fine. With model map, you can pass multiple. Which model map am I using? On the UI, yes, that is correct. Okay, what is the endpoint, guys? What is the endpoint I should have hit? I should have hit which endpoint if I wanted to see Rohit? Yes, anyone? Test 2, right? That's why it is not showing. So I'll have to use what? Test 2. Making sense? You have to be a bit vigilant as to what endpoint you're hitting. Okay. So this is the way of sending data from the controller to the UI. If I want to accept the data from the UI and then send to the controller, I will use model map, model attribute. Okay. So if I try to do the reverse now, which we had done over here, teacher registration. Okay. So I will collect all this data and then which action I want to target to receive that data. So we'll write in the backend that receive all the data into, let's say, get mapping. Okay. Read teacher details. From UI. Okay. So I'll make a public function also for that. public void, I'll write a void function, and I'll give the same function name. Now I'm getting all the data from the front end, right? And I will get one teacher object. So I will say @model attribute. And I'll get a teacher object. Okay. And then what I will do is, whatever I have accepted, I want to, first I'll display on the console. First I'll display on the console and check whether I'm getting the right data. So I will display the teacher object to first check whether I've got the right data or not. So in the teacher, do I have a toString? I have a toString, so it should display. So I have this registration form. When I will hit this form, it will call this data, and when I click on submit, it will go to the action. Okay, so let's try to take the format of this code. So if I have okay, this is my, this is the UI part. Okay, so using time leaf, we can use it like this. Okay, so you can use this in a much better way. This is called your HTML CSS. So we have a pattern for this. I'll just copy this form from here and paste it over here in our teacher registration form. So the form tag, I've replaced it. Okay. I just have to change the labels over here. So when I click on the submit button, it should go to the action. Which action should it go to? What action have I prepared for it? I've prepared the action read teacher from UI. So all that data which I have collected will go to this endpoint. So I'll change that endpoint over here. Okay. And that object will be a teacher object. And the method, which is a method, it is a get mapping. So the get method. The get method. Oh, now we have to just give the labels. So teacher name, well, these are all text boxes. Okay, these are all, you get all this data from the CSS. So label for, also give everywhere teacher name. Teacher name. Text, and which is the attribute which takes the teacher name? T name. So you have to be a bit alert over here. The T name. And what is the ID? This is the ID. And placeholder, what should be in the text box? Enter teacher name. Okay. And before that, we also have a teacher number. So I'll copy that and paste it. Okay. So we have teacher number. Form label. You can give the label over here, teacher number. The text field, we're targeting which column? Teacher number. And what is the ID? Teacher number. And placeholder will be enter teacher number. So I'm designing the UI now. Okay, so this is what the customer will see. Teacher number I have done, teacher name I have done. Next will be for age. So I'm giving age over here. And you can give the label teacher age. Okay. that should be type number, and it is mapping with which attribute. This what I'm giving over here, star, should map with the model class. Okay, whatever is in the star should map with this. So see, T number, T name, age, these all are matching with my attributes. So if you have given some other attributes over here, accordingly you have to adjust your UI. So age, ID for age, and enter whatever teacher age. And last one was salary. So salary, teacher, salary. Okay, that also will be a number, and field will be sal or salary. Make sure it is correct. Only sal. And ID will be whatever you are giving for 4, that should be the ID over here. Okay, and that will be enter teacher sal, and then add teacher. So once you have the template, you have to just modify it as per your model class. So when I save this, it will go to this endpoint, and all this data which I have collected, now from the front end it will go, right? All this data which I have collected over here, I am sending from the front end to the back end. So what will I use? Model attribute. So I'm sending it to which backend endpoint? I'm sending it to this backend endpoint. Teacher, read teacher details from UI, and it is a get mapping. So it goes to this one, read it from UI, and all the data will come into the teacher object, and I will display that. Okay. To open this form, what am I hitting? To open this form, I am hitting this one, registration form. So to this, I need to pass an empty teacher object. So I'll just take an empty teacher object. I'll take this one. Okay. And we'll pass to it an empty object. It will give us a filled object. So I will pass to it an empty object. And I need the model over here. Okay. So what I will do now, I will hit this endpoint, teacher registration form. I'll take an empty teacher object and pass it to the UI teacher registration form. It will open up this form. It will display me the empty object. Then I'll populate this with my new values. And as I click on submit, it will go to this read teacher detail with all the filled data. And then I will display that filled data on my console over here. So let's try to do it. We have done the end-to-end. I'm hitting which cycle? I'm hitting teacher registration form. Let's try to check whether it is working fine or not. So we are now open the browser now. Okay. So now we are trying to do the entire end-to-end testing with the UI part now. We're not using Postman anymore. Okay, so see, we open up the text box. Okay, I did not add the CSS library, no. That's why it is not looking like a proper page. Okay, we are using CSS classes over here. These are all CSS classes, so I should have added that over here. You just add this link, and it will give you the proper trending feel of the page. This is called as CSS. So in the head, you can add this link. Okay, I save it, And now as I refresh the page, you will see the difference in the UI. Okay, now this is looking better, right? So teacher, make sure that okay, we don't overlap. So which was our database? Who remembers the database? Who remembers our database, guys? Does anybody of you all know what database you are working on? What was the database, guys? Does anyone remember? No, WAMP is the server, database server. From this, we have one of our servers. Database is one major project DB, I guess it was, right? WAMP is the server which is hosting all this, and we see the teacher class. So I don't want to duplicate the primary key. Okay, we have to 7, right? So let's go and check teacher number 8. Okay, give any teacher name. Okay, 25 and salary should be 100. Okay, now the issue with the controller is, okay, we forgot, I guess. The issue with using the controller is the controller always returns a view. Controller will always return a view, and this is a void controller. So I doubt this will work. Let's check it out still. Because controller always returns the string, and that string is the name of the view. Because controller always return the web page, no? So this endpoint is not giving me any web page. So I'm a bit apprehensive whether this will work. But let's try. We filled the form, no? So there's no harm in trying at least. So let's try. Okay, I'm at the web page. But I have my doubts this will work. See, I don't know. I have my doubt this will work. So reason being that when you are playing with a controller, it always expects you to return a web page. So it has to be a string. Okay. So I will just say return a test. Okay, just say return test. So what should test be? The test already is there, right? So we'll return something else. Return demo. So demo should be a web page. So in the templates, you have to go and make a HTML file by the name demo. And then the demo, you can say H1 teacher record save successfully. Okay, this is just a temporary form I'm making so that we don't get that error. Okay, so once the user clicks on the submit button, the data is routed to the action. Action is what? Read teacher details. So it goes to that action. Action will read the details and will route to the demo. Demo is my HTML and will say what? Teacher record saved successfully. Okay. So as you have added the view after the start, let's stop it. Let's rerun the application. So this is the MVC architecture which we are following: model, view, and control. So this web pages are our views. Data which I am sending is the model, and controller is the one which is having all the endpoints. So let's come again now. So let's come again. Teacher registration form, I hit enter. I get bit blank. I write the details again. Submit. and I say teacher record saved successfully. So I read that data. So, but we have not saved it into a database, no? So that part also we can do. Once I have the data with me, okay, so to just cross check whether we have got the data successfully or not, we can try to display that data on the console and check whether we are getting the correct data or not. And then once I have the data, I can save it in the database. Saving should not be much of a problem. I save it. Okay. And now we will go to the browser again. Okay. You want to see the browser slide. I'm trying to my best to click between the screen in sync. I hit registration form. I get a blank object. Okay. And enter 9. Okay. Give any name. Abhishek. Age 23. Salary 900. As I click on add teacher, it says teacher record added successfully, and my teacher record should display on the console. See, it's showing you on the console means we are able to read the data correctly. Now what I need to do is just take this data and put in the database that I already learned yesterday. So how do I add that? We have the teacher service in place, right? To which I will give the object. So I will just call this teacher service method, which will take the teacher object. So all this while I was getting the object from the request body from JSON. Now I'm getting this object from the request attribute. So I take the teacher service and I call this from here that once you have this object, please go and save in the database. And it will give me the teacher object again. So I'll just take it like this. We have not auto-wired the teacher service. So we need the teacher service object, no? So we'll take it from here, we'll auto-wire it. That's it. Now is it showing issue? No semicolon. All good. So now whatever teacher data we have got over here, we are calling the service and passing this to the save teacher. It go to the save teacher. Teacher pass it to the repository. Repository will save the database. And once it is saved, we will return this now. Once it is, so this will save the teacher. Now we can stop using this. We don't need to show on the console and then directly return the demo. Demo is, so we can call this as confirm. Okay, we can call this as confirm. So, and we can rename this as confirm. Then right click and rename it as confirm. So now we will take from the user and store in the database. Okay, I've done a lot of changes. I would rather do a hard restart just to make sure that everything is in place. Because if you added some files after the run, make sure that better you stop and rerun the application. Okay, so now we are interacting with the UI. Okay, so once we are done now we can try to hit and check. We'll hit teacher registration form. Now it should give us end-to-end working of the entire store. Okay, so now I come back over here, teacher registration form. My browser is open, right? I hit enter. Now this teacher 9 is not in the database. Last teacher in the database is 7. 8 is not there. So let's first save 8. 8 is there. Let's serve 8 as Rishabh. Age 29, salary 900. As I click on add teacher, it says teacher record successfully saved successfully. Go to the database and refresh. You should see the teacher number. Okay, see over here that record has come. So now I have changed my strategy. Now we are not hitting from the postman. Now we are hitting on the browser. So we have turned full stack now. We are managing the UI also, and we are managing the server side also. Okay. So on the very first day, which I had explained to you all, you have to manage the client side also and manage the server side also. Client side, we use HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So whatever I have used over here, who all are familiar with this much HTML, CSS? We all are from an engineering background, I guess, most of us. So I guess this much HTML, CSS, most of you all should be knowing. Anybody who is not familiar with this, what I have done? Is anybody to, for anybody this is new, can anybody tell me? Or you all are comfort? I'm assuming that this you all should be, these are all bootstrap classes I'm using over here. So I've added the bootstrap library. And I'm using that over here. Yes, guys. Let's take a 5-7 minutes reliever break over here. Then we'll assemble back. I'll push this code meanwhile. If anybody who's practicing should be able to do it. I have made a repository by you guys, right? Yeah, Polygon system. If you all want, should I? Okay, now I did the save create using UI. Okay. These are all predefined. Yes, Shubham. The repository is an interface in which all the database communication logic is inbuilt. So the repository over here is a interface which has all the utility methods inbuilt, all the predefined utility methods to interact with the database. So we don't write the method, it is already predefined. Save, find by ID, all those blah 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 are already put. Good question. Okay, so let's take a 5-7 minutes break and we'll join back. Yeah, hi guys, I'm back. So are you all getting this flow? So now if I want to display all the teachers, okay, onto one single form, how do we do that? So if I make to the templates and if I go and make a HTML file and I will say all teachers. Okay, so I have this all teachers.html. This should display me all the teachers. So to display that we have a template. Let me see if I can get hold of that template. So in the table form, okay, this H2 I can take and we can take this. Okay. So just we have to change the label now. So list of players, list of teachers. Okay. So as a table, yesterday we had done table, right? In which one? Test one. So in table, you have to give the first row as the header and then all the data. So in the header, what are we giving? So we will be giving teacher number, teacher name, what will we say, salary, and we will say, what was that, age. As of now, remove these two, they're not required. We'll do it later on. And now what I'll do is, when I will hit from the controller, I will hit this view, right? So I'll go over here and I'll make a get mapping, show all teachers. Okay. Because the client will always on the browser will hit the controller endpoint. The customer will always on the browser hit a controller endpoint. So controller is the entry point. Customer will always interact with the controllers. If customer wants to do anything, he will always interact with the controller. So he will to register a student, register a teacher, he is hitting teacher registration form. So similarly, if he wants to see the list of all the teachers, we should have some controller endpoint which will show us all the teachers. So this is the endpoint we have done. So what I'll do is I'll fetch all the teachers. So to fetch all the teachers, we are done yesterday over here. Get all teachers. So I will take all this. So this will give me all the teachers. Okay. And it's not giving me one teacher, it is giving me a list of teachers. So it is giving me a list of teacher, which I will call as teachers. So now what I will do, I will take all these teachers and send it to the front end to display. So what will I require? I'll require model. I hope now you are getting comfortable now. So I will send all these teachers to display to the controller, from the controller to the view. So I will say model dot add attribute. On the front end, I want to address them as teachers only. What? Teachers. So on the front end also it will be called as teachers, and on whatever teachers list I have got, I'm storing it in the teachers string and sending it across to which UI? The UI name is all teachers. Okay. So once I hit show all teachers, it will go to the all teachers, and all the teachers which are fetched from the database will be sent. So all that teachers list will come over here. This is a for each loop. So I hope y'all are aware of what is for each loop. It's a loop. One element from this will come over here now in the teacher. Okay. And now what am I displaying? Teacher number. So from this teacher, display the teacher number. And this should match with the model. Okay. Now this all should match now. Teacher number. First was column is teacher number, second column is teacher name. So teacher name. This is teachers, right? Because I'm sending it from the controller, I'm sending it as teachers. Teachers from here is coming in teachers of this. So this is the teachers. So we'll come over here. Teachers, one more teacher. So take that. First take teacher, 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 and teacher. You can delete the remaining two. We'll see later on. Just keep it like this. So this is a for each one teachers. From that will come in this teacher and the teacher dot t number, teacher dot t name, teacher dot salary is SAL, and age is age. That's all. So this should show me all the teacher details, and I need the, am I using classes of the CSS? So I need the CSS also. Okay. Let's try now. Let's try to hit this endpoint now. Which endpoint? Show all teachers. Let's see if it works. And it shows me all the teacher details or not. And it's working. It is showing me all the teacher details over here. See. Is that making sense to you guys? So whatever we were trying to hit on Postman yesterday and fetch all the details. Where's the college management? Below. So when I was getting all the teacher details, what happened? Request not found. Get teachers. So what was the endpoint for get teachers? Get all teachers. So what I would see, like this, one Alice 45,800. I've taken all this in a for loop. So one teacher is coming and I'm displaying it in a display to the client. One Alice 845. Next teacher, 2 Ben 32,900. 2 Ben 32,900, blah blah blah, like this. So now we are, I hope you all are getting hold of what is being taught and how you all should make your project and how to design the UI and how to design the server side. Yes, now who is trying to understand? Who's able to join the dots now? Is there any improvement in the understanding from day one on day 5? So, or is it still very blur? Yes, guys. On day 1, when I was trying to explain this architecture, there might have been many questions as to what this UI is and what this controller is. So after 5 days of programming sessions, those who have joined regular basis, Do you all see any improvement in the understanding? Or is it the same which it was on day one? Yes. Yes, sir, there is improvement. Yes. So people are sending in the answers. Very good. I appreciate that. So who is able to do these APIs and who has done the setup on his or her laptop, and whatever I am programming on a daily basis, he or she is practicing and is up to date? Anybody from you guys over here? I guess some might be having issues with the configuration. The pom.xml might be not supporting, or the MySQL might not be configuring properly. Today also one person has shared me a chat that he is not able to. Who was it? It was Rohit, I guess. Yes. So he shared me a screenshot of his MySQL. You connected to MySQL, it looks like everything looks good to me. Then where is the water leaking, Rohit? This looks good to me. Yes, that's perfect. So you over here, go and type your database name, whatever you want to make. Rohit DB, whatever you want to make. Just type over here Rohit DB and click on create. And you click on create. So it will create the database for you and use that database in the application properties, Rohit. So where are you struggling? What exactly is the problem? Okay, did you all get this? The difference between controller and REST controller. This I was testing on Postman. This I'm testing on the UI now. So to make your project, you have to make a UI, no, which the customer will interact. Postman, you can show it to your guide or to your teacher that the APIs are working. But if you have to show it to your customer, customer will not know how to use Postman. For that customer, we have to make the UI part only. Okay, now if I wish to delete any particular teacher, like if you observe, I'm displaying all the teacher details over here. Now I want to delete a particular teacher. So how would I delete a particular teacher where I was trying with Postman? I would take that teacher detail. Okay, let's say I want to delete George, number 7. What happened? You just send me the same. You send me the same screenshot. Where's the database? Okay, I opened the same one. Okay, so what do we do? Delete by ID, right? So here I would call, if I want to delete anything, delete teacher, I would call this endpoint delete teacher, and I would pass the ID and it would delete that teacher, right? So teacher number 7 is deleted. If I come and refresh this page over here, it should not show me 7, it should not show me George, directly Frank and then Rishabh, because it is not there in the database. So, but I want to now delete the record from here. So what I'll do is I'll make an extra column in the UI. In the UI, I will go and make an extra column. The 5th column I will make. And I will say delete. So against every record, we will provide a delete button. And here also we will do a delete. So once and that will be an anchor tag. So in the front end also, we will call the delete map. Okay. So we will make a mapping for delete. We already have a mapping for delete over here. No? We have a delete mapping over here. Let's take that. We just use this in the delete mapping. Okay. Over here. Okay, and we will call it as request mapping. And I will say delete teacher. This I will say front end. So you can't have two endpoints with the same name. So if you already have delete teacher over here, you can't have the same endpoint. So I say delete teacher FE. And what will you pass? The teacher number. That will come as a path variable. And then we will delete this teacher. And then after deleting, now I cannot return this. Okay, so I'll have to again return confirm. So that it should return a view. And I can say confirm delete. Okay, I can say confirm delete. So I have to make a new view in the template by this name. Okay, so just better we copy this new other HTML confirm delete. Okay, so what I had given in confirm, the teacher record saved successfully. Here we can say teacher record deleted success. Okay. So I save it. No, it's not advised, Shubham. So you have to modularize the code. That is called as clean code practices, best practices in the industry. So you cannot write all code under one file. You have to segregate them depending on their job and task. Okay, so record deleted successfully. So once the record gets successfully deleted, I will route to this. So which is the endpoint I'm calling? Delete this. So let me call this and see. So here I have this TD. I can use this TD. Okay. I'm giving you all the template. I can just use these templates going forward. So here I will use this TD. And what are we hitting? Which endpoint? We're hitting the slash delete teacher FP. We're hitting the slash delete player FP. Okay. And that what am I passing as an attribute to it? I'm passing from this teacher. I'm passing that teacher's teacher number. And class danger means it will come in red color. That button will come in red. Yes, Prasanna, you have any issues? So delete teacher FE will be called, and I'll pass the teacher number as a, then to just make sure that by mistake you do not click it, so I'll put a on click. Are you sure you want to delete this teacher? And once you confirm yes, it will delete. Okay, so if I refresh the view now, Amar sir will share. Amar sir normally shares it at 8:30. He'll share it right now. Okay. So let's go to the browser and let's refresh this page. See now, a delete button has come across each button. So if I want to delete Chris, I click on delete, last for a confirmation. I show you want to delete. If I cancel out, if I back out, record not deleted. If I go here and if I say delete, okay, delete teacher successful. And if I go and refresh all teachers now, Chris will not be there. Making sense? Okay, sir has shared the attendance sheet. Please fill it up. Okay, I give you time to fill the attendance sheet. Yes, Satvik. Sir has shared the attendance sheet. Please fill it up. Okay, guys, let's continue. Okay, so we were here and we are now able to do all the third operation. Sir, I shared the attendance sheet, no, Tanisha? Haven't you received it? Sir has said it once again, so we refreshed it. Those who are not able to see the attendance sheet, sir has refreshed the attendance sheet. Please mark your attendance, mark your feedback. So now what all CRUD we have done, we are able to create a teacher registration form we have done. So when I register a teacher, it registers. I say 10, Sachin, 45, 900. Teacher record successful. To cross check whether it has been added or not, I have which endpoint to check. Show all teachers. So Sachin is there at the end. So we are able to create, we are able to read, we are able to delete. Okay. You want to delete Rishabh, Rishabh gets deleted. It goes to this endpoint. Then again, I have to come and hit this endpoint to make sure the effect has come. So now I'll stitch them all together now. See now, so I'll stitch all them together. So what we'll do is we'll keep this as our landing page. So show all teachers, we'll keep it as our landing page. And it goes to all teachers. So in the all teachers, I will add a button which will take us to add a teacher. So yeah, that will be a hyperlink. So we can add that. So we can take this hyperlink and add it on top of over here. So you can add it on the top of over here. So this will be add teacher button. And when I click on add teacher, it should go to which endpoint? Which is the endpoint, which is registration teacher, which opens up a blank form. This one. So we can go and hit this endpoint. And this is button primary, so this will come in blue color. Now I save it. Now at one place I will get the, see, I get this add teacher button over here now. So when I click on this add teacher button, this opens up and I can add teacher number 11, Raj, 45, 900. Okay, after saving, it is showing me this. After saving, I want again to go to this page. So I can redirect it. We can use redirect. So after saving that, after saving, where is that which is saving? Teacher it'll from UI. This is not just saving, right? It's going to confirm. I don't want to go to confirm. I can say return and I can say redirect it colon and then the endpoint to which I want to redirect. And all the teachers are being shown by whom? All teachers are shown where? Show all teachers. So I can redirect to this time. So after my task is done, after adding, I can show back the all teachers. So now you should get the proper field now. Okay. So I come to show all teachers. If I want to add the 12th teacher, okay, I add the 12th teacher. Okay, Annie ma'am, age 35 and salary, let's say 800. And after adding, it will route me back to that list of teachers. So no need to have these different. So even even after delete, when I click on want to delete Raj sir, I click on delete. It routes to this page. I don't want to route over here. After deleting, it should come back to the. So we can redirect it directly. So after deleting, no need to confirm delete. Route it back over here. Okay, so after deleting, route it back over here. So I come over here now. I refresh. So if I delete Annie ma'am, click on delete, it routes back over here. Delete Sachin sir, click on it, routes back over here. Add anyone. Okay. Add Virat. Okay, Virat is the name. So this should have been some 13. Okay, age 37, whatever, 800, whatever, XYZ. I add it, come back over. Okay, so now we have done the entire end-to-end UI part of the application also. So this is how you have to do in your project. Are you all getting, guys? This is how you all will have to do this operation on the project. So today for homework, what you all can do is you all can take one more entity, like how I've done on teacher. You all can take one more entity, let's say course. So add a course, register a new course, show the list of courses which you're offering, and then delete the courses. So end to end, I want you all to perform all the CRUD operations. We are left with the update. Update is a bit tricky, so I will keep that for Monday. Okay. So as of now, this much is too much overwhelming for you guys. But we have made good progress, I suggest. If anybody has any doubts, questions, can ask me. I have pushed the code also on the GitHub repository. So what is the question? Sir, I am practicing. Okay, very good. Yes. Keep on practicing, guys. So practice will make you all perfect. And then now on your resume, you all can write all these tabs. So okay, so your resumes are filtered by the keywords which you all put on the resume. So we have a applicant tracking system, right? ATS system is there, with the help of which we can your resume gets shortlisted. So whatever keywords you put on that resume, based on that, the ranking and the rating of that resume comes on the top. So after these sessions, you can add Spring Boot, you can add Postman, you can add RESTful APIs, you can add web services. These are all trending things which are which are demand of the industry currently. So all this we have implemented in our application. Yes, Lakshmikant, you have any question? You raised your hand. You can put your question on the chat. Yes, people are sending in their doubts. So we can give the last 15 minutes for the doubt clearance. And Spring and Spring Boot are different, yes. So Spring Boot is a framework, and Spring is a technology. So Spring Boot framework is built on the Spring technology. So Spring is the superset, and Spring Boot is a subset of that superset. So you can assume Spring as country India and Spring Boot as Maharashtra. One part of Spring technology is Spring Boot. There are many other parts also. Okay, there is Spring AOP, Spring Cloud, Spring Security, Spring Data JPA. Lots of things are there in Spring. Spring MVC, Spring Core. So these are all full-fledged courses which XLR offers. So if you have now, understood and you wish to dive deeper into these technologies, you can get in touch with the XLR coordinator. They will give you the details about the entire course which we are offering. So we offer the entire range of courses in the Spring domain for full stack developers. Okay, so whoever you interacted with, you can get in touch with those candidates and they will try to help you out. To make this happen, Reed, you'll have to use Eclipse, and then you have to install a version of JDK. So we are using JDK 17. So you need a JDK 17. You'll be needing Eclipse. Okay. Then you will be needing MySQL as a database. So these three things will require. If you want to test your APIs manually, then you have to install Postman also. And if you want to test using your front end, then you have to make the front end HTML code. So if you watch the recording of the previous session, you will understand what all softwares we have used. If anybody is struggling with the software setup, can send their screenshots and we can try to troubleshoot them. So we can utilize these last 10-15 minutes in that doubt clearance and troubleshooting. Today we've done a handsome amount of coding. So even if you all do this much, should be good for you. Sir, what else will we add in this project? Okay. We will add security also. I plan to add security. But what I mean by security is, now what is happening is, there is no login form to this application. Any Tom, Dick and Harry is coming and he is able to hit the endpoint and is getting the data directly. What I plan to do is, if anyone tries to hit my endpoint, it should first ask him to log in. And if he is a legitimate user, so I will store the details of all the users of my software into a database table. So only those users whose details are there in the database, only they can log in. And even after login, I will segregate them into two categories, admin and simple user. So admin will have the 100% access to the all endpoints. Admin can hit the create, admin can hit the read, admin can hit the update, and admin can hit the delete. Okay, so when the user logs in, we will identify which type of user is logging in. So if the type of the user is admin, admin can have all access to all the endpoints. And if the type of user is a simple user, then simple user can only do two operations. You can either add a teacher or you can see the teacher. Add and see. He cannot try to delete. If a simple user try to delete, we will show a message that, hi, Ben, there is no privilege granted to you to delete. because you are a simple user. Beans are used to create the objects in Spring. So in Spring Boot application, you store the configuration of the object in the form of beans. So whenever you want to create that object, you can use that bean to create the object. So object configuration is stored in the form of beans. Guys, there's some procession is passing by my house. So there is some DJ is passing, so you will hear some disturbance in the background. So try to post in your question on the chat and I will reply. Okay. I'll put the audio on mute. Yeah, so this security we will try to implement. So maybe on Monday, we'll try to update the add the update endpoint also. So if Alice wants to update her salary, we'll add the update button. And on the click of that, we will update the teacher's record. And then we'll also try to add security also. Yes, that we will try to add. Okay, so post in your doubts and questions on the chat. I'll reply to them. Yes, you can add this software on your resume that you have done a college management system, and you can list down the technologies which you have used. So you can say front end, I use HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, so we have used all of them. Okay, so this is HTML, and this beautification is your CSS, and this is your JavaScript. Okay, sorry guys, there's some loudspeaker in the background. So this you can say at the front end we have used HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then at the server side you can say we have used Spring Boot, and then in the database you can say we have used MySQL. So mention all these three technologies in your resume and mention this project, college management system. And if asked what did you do, you can say I made the CRUD operations in Spring Boot and I consumed them on the front end using HTML, CSS, JavaScript web pages. Very good. Ayush, attendance sir has shared with you all on the chat. Did you join late after that? 8:30 sir had shared the attendance. Sir will reshare it. Time to time he is resharing it. Let me see if I can copy the link and I can share it. See, I have refreshed the link. Okay, so you all can. I have refreshed the link, read. Just check if you have now, if you have access to the link. Servlet is a bit obsolete technology, Shubham. Servlet is like your Maruti 800. So you'll see very less of that in the on the road. Spring Boot, you can say that the latest cars which are in the market. Okay, the Thar and BMW and all those cars. So why would you want to use servlet in today's day and age? I just reshared it on the entire to everyone. Ayush, I'll do it once again. To everyone, I'm sharing this meeting, the attendance link. Now, did you get it, Ayush? Maybe I'll share it to you in person also. Okay. No, tomorrow we will not have lecture. Amar sir, tomorrow will be a holiday, right? Monday to Friday. Initially on the day one, although on the day one when you all had joined. So who was it? It was that Nitya. Nitya had told you all right. Session will be Monday to Friday. So we'll have 3 more sessions. So we have around 30 hours, no? So we have both 3 sessions for full stack. Maybe from Thursday onwards, some other faculty will take over. Some machine learning, I guess, someone. So maybe you all can do a project in that also with the faculty. So you all should understand what is being done. At least some small working model, even if you all prepare, will help you all confidence immensely. Yes, they are old technology. Applets and servlets are very old. They are there in the core Java and advanced Java textbook syllabus, but industrial level, I guess, not many projects are there on that right now. Are you practicing this, Shubham? Are you able to run this service, this Spring Boot service? Are you able to run and hit the API on Postman or on the browser? Very good. Nice. Okay, guys, then Amar sir, if he has any announcement, he will make an announcement. And if you have any questions, you can put on the chat. See, sir has again shared the attendance sheet just now. Sir, they are asking tomorrow is a holiday. Certificate you will get after the completion of the 30 hours, I guess. Once you'll finish the training of 30 hours, and then based on your attendance and other parameters, whatever you were briefed at the start of the session, based on that, all they will get a certificate. Uh, Yamuna, I guess you can ask Amar sir about this query. So apart from technical, if you have any other question, you can route that to Amar sir.
Okay then, guys, I shared the attendance link in the chat box. I hope everybody marked. Thank you so much for joining.
Yes, sir. So tomorrow there's a holiday, right, sir?
Yes, sir. Saturday, Sunday, holiday. So we'll see on Monday.
Okay then.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.